full joy to the day. Lovely day. Awesome day. Wonderful day. The library is still closed at the other facility. I'm in the backup library. Hallelujah. The librarian here asked me, she says, "Good day, darling, how are you?" I said, I'm tired. I said, I could have used a nap. Because I have been up all AM. But that's all right. Absolutely. Let's see what day 38 holds for us. Someone mentioned during my live yesterday, they said STFU, and they said, that's not funny. Misery loves company, and there is no room for misery over here. But since we're talking about a few things, and this is a witch's channel, voice, that would be the throat chakra. Color, blue. Yes, one of my favorite colors. Absolutely. And if you want to know about stones associated with chakras, that was in my week 1. Just a brief reminder. Also, let's look at history a little bit today. Black people, which were not considered people, they would put barrels over our heads. That is where the expression laugh in a barrel came from. So over here, there is nothing but black joy. Matter of fact, I've got a song on my playlist called Cosmic Orgasms, named in a poem called Black Joy. And then a poem and a song. Yes, indeed. Matter of fact, I've got a book published and on the way called Cosmic Orgasm, Stardust to Sovereignty, my 20th. It's so delicious. That has all kind of delicious witchcraft in it. And 2 of the pieces in there are called Black Joy. I hope Black joy radiates on all kinds of stages around the world. I do. I hope laughter erupts ridiculously. I hope it causes shenanigans and outbursts everywhere. Oh, yes, Lord. Hallelujah. All right. And if laughter from Black people upsets you, I really don't care. And I will laugh as much as I want, anytime I want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if I want to. And I hope that type of energy spreads through me, and it spreads throughout the entire humanity. All right. That's my ad for today. Oh my goodness. Oh, this has been a delicious session. I've been playing with my new tarot deck all morning. course I have. So we're going to get into some deep breathing. And then we're going to do the scripture for day 38. I'm going to give you a tarot lesson on history. Doesn't that sound delicious? Then I'm going to explain to you what I did with these lovely cards this AM, which I wasn't expecting to do. All right. Breathe. A brief reminder, because I just started during our session studying palmistry and bought a book after I had did some studying on palmistry so that I could, from the founder of palmistry, so that I could dive deeper into that magic. Don't forget, you can change your narrative at any time and flip the script because you hold literal planets in the palm of your hand. You're welcome. We're going to go through the scripture first. Then we're going to welcome chat members. Day 38. 3 John 1:2. I pray you prosper in everything. Everything. Okay? Beloved, I pray that in every way you may succeed and prosper and be in good health physically, just as I know your soul prospers spiritually. Amplified. Dear friend, I pray you prosper concerning everything and be healthy just as your soul prospers. Lexham. Beloved friend, I pray you are prospering in every way and that you continually enjoy good health just as your soul is prospering. The Passion. I wrote 2 pieces called Cosmic Orgasms that are on my playlist, a poem and a song. I hope you climax and have orgasms in every area of your life. Doesn't that sound magically delicious? All right. Now let's welcome the chat members. Oh, hello, sweetness. Shani in North 7206. Glad you stopped by, my love. All right, let's go through history of the tarot. And then we might go through a few more scriptures and then get into the spell. I've been doing some writing. Okay. All right. We might. Depends on time. All right. So in one of the sessions, Valerie Love was not sure if the lady who did the tarot cards that the illustrations for, hold on, for these, if she was African American or not. So I went to do a little research for the illustrations. Okay, it's called the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which I did not study originally when I started tarot. I studied Patikas of Orishas, and I studied New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. I have a whole hexology on New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. And I also have 2 books on Patikas of the Orishas. All right. I popped my cherry opening the deck with you all yesterday. Okay. But I did do some studying before I ordered the cards and found out some significant information, which we're going to go through. The Bible has all kind of magic in it. It is one of the best spell books in the world. Number 1, so to be exact. All right, and it has tarot cards in it, has angelology in it, has demonology in it, has curses, has hexes, has a lot in it. I have discussed that during this entire series. Yes, and I and the coven like to find all the magic in the Bible. Yes, indeed. Okay. All right. So the original deck, the earliest recorded tarot decks were created in northern Italy during the 1430s and the 1440s. They weren't originally made for divination or magic, but as a luxury card game for wealthy nobility called tarocchi, and that's spelled Tarocchi. And I can see why they wouldn't want folks to have it. Once you have deciphered Voodoo Tarot and Kabbalah in regards to the tree of life, not only have you deciphered that, you have deciphered the basics of the rest of the cards as far as tarot, and then you have also you're also able to, if you don't have a deck available, you can take your standard 42 card deck. The only thing missing out of that deck is the princesses or the pages. The princesses is what it's called in Voodoo Tarot. The pages is what it's called in regular tarot. Okay? All right. So, yeah, once you've done that, you're able to map everything. The oldest surviving deck we have today are the Visconti Sforza decks. That is spelled Visconti-Sforza, which were hand painted by Italian Renaissance artists such as Bonifacio Bembo. Bonifacio is spelled Bonifacio, Duke of Milan. These early creators were white European men working under royal commission, which makes sense for why they would be in the biblical book, where the connection likely comes from Pamela Coleman Smith. When people think of the original or standard tarot deck today, they are usually visualizing the Rider-Waite-Smith RSW deck. That's the deck I just held up. First published in 1910, this is the most famous, widely copied tarot deck in the world, and it was illustrated by a brilliant woman, Pamela Coleman Smith. Her heritage. Pamela Coleman Smith, nicknamed Pixie, was born in London to white American parents, but she spent informative years of her childhood and youth living in Jamaica. The cultural influence. Her time in Kingston deeply influenced her artistic style, her storytelling, and her worldview. She immersed herself in Jamaican folklore, eventually publishing and illustrating books of traditional Jamaican Anansi stories, Anansi. The visual mastermind. While occultist Arthur Edward Waite came up with the high-level concepts for the deck, it was Smith who brought the cards to life. Crucially, she was the one who decided to turn the pip cards, the 40 spirits, the 10 suite, there are 4 suites. There are the wands, cups, swords, pentacles, and discs. And on the tree of life from ace to 10, there are 4 in each of the spirit fields going from Kether, Kether, to Malkuth, Malkuth, from Azitiluth to Az at Atlizuth to Asiah, Assiah. Okay. All right. Which would be, yeah. All right. So those are called, those 40 spirits, those 10 on the 40 spirits for each seraphet to match the 10 on the tree of life. They're called pip cards, the 40 pips. All right. All right, she decided to turn the pip cards, like the 5 of Wands or the 3 of Swords, into rich emotional scenes with human characters, completely transforming how tarot was read. For decades, her contributions were erased. The deck was just called Rider-Waite deck, naming only the publisher, Wilm Rider, and the male director. Now, since she was born to white parents, I'm not really sure why she did that, unless they just didn't want to recognize a woman as having contributed to the most famous deck. I can see that under colonizer consciousness. They're trying to figure women out. My goodness. Today, tarot historians and practitioners have corrected this, rightfully remaining in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck to honor her indispensable work. Why only as a luxury card game for wealthy nobility called Taroshi would be my question, of course, is what popped in my brain. Or the Duke of Milan, or these white European men working under royal commissions. All right, so while the 15th century Italian origins belonged to Renaissance Europe, the visual blueprint for modern mainstream tarot was co-created by a woman whose identity and art were profoundly shaped by her life in the Caribbean. So it comes down to money, technology. I should say fiat, comes down to fiat. F-I-A-T. Technology and strict social structures of 15th century Italy. To understand why the very first cards were reserved exclusively for the ultra-wealthy elite like the Duke of Milan, it helps to look at how they were actually made and what society looked like at that time. The printing press didn't exist yet. When the first cards appeared in 1940s, Johannes Gutenberg, Johannes and Gutenberg, and I spell them in case you all want to study them, had not yet introduced the movable type printing press to Europe. There was no way to mass produce anything on paper. You know what we often discuss, the coven often, who meet now at 7 p.m. on Valerie Love's YouTube channel, The Coven, Christian Riches. We often discuss who was writing these books while they was out in the wilderness, while they was out fighting. Who was writing these books? There wasn't no print press. Wasn't no ballpoint pens. They had some paper in the desert. I don't think paper existed then. I believe it was some kind of clay they wrote on or something back then. Anyway, let's see. If you wanted a deck of cards, every single card had to be made from scratch by hand. Ooh, that's a lot of work. They weren't just cards, they were fine art. Ooh. The surviving decks from this era, like the Visconti Savorsik deck, weren't made of cheap cardboard. They were luxury masterpieces. The materials. Artists used heavy layered pasteboard. The backgrounds weren't just painted, they were layered with ultra-thin sheets of real gold leaf, which was then hand-stamped with intricate texturing and patterns, a technique called tooling. The paint. Master painters used expensive pigments like lapis lazuli for rich blues. That ought to be a stone you have on your altar. To paint detailed Renaissance figurines. All right. Because of the intense labor and material cost, a single deck could cost the equivalent to a price of a small house of a soldier's yearly salary. Regular working people simply could not afford them. The World Commission system. In northern Italy during the 1400s, artists didn't paint what they wanted and sell it in a shop. They relied entirely on the patronage system. So those people that I've talked to who have artwork and you haven't been able to upload it on Etsy, Shopify, Skip, you just don't have the time. Just imagine if you were relying entirely on the patronage system instead of selling globally through a global ecosystem, I should say. There are tools out there. You simply just have to use the tools you are provided or that are around or that you create. Tools. Powerful, wealthy rulers like Filippo Mario Visconti and Francesco Sforza, the successive Dukes of Milan, hired court artists like Bonifacio Bimbo to create exclusive items that put their wealth and status on display. These white European men, because the strict guild system of Renaissance Italy heavily restricted who could enter professional workshops, limiting training almost entirely to local men, when the dukes gave a royal commission, the artist's job was to flatter the family. In fact, many of the faces painted on the trump cards, what we now call the major arcana, were designed to look exactly like the members of the Visconti and Sforza families wearing the exact luxury clothing and heraldic emblems of their house. The shift to the masses. The wealthy nobility phase didn't last forever. By the late 1400s and early 1500s, printing technologies like woodblock printing spread across Europe. Suddenly, workshop assistants could ink a carved wooden block, stamp the outlines of card into cheap labor, and roughly stencil in the colors. That is when the tarot leaked out of the palaces. So things I had questions on. All right, cost. Curators and historians note that an elite hand-painted deck of cards like the one commissioned by the Duke of Milan could cost around 4.5 to 5 gold. It's called ducats, D-U-C-A-T-S, or it's called florins, which were the equivalent standard gold currency of that time. The comparison to a soldier's salary. A regular foot soldier, fanti, F-A-N-T-I, or low-ranking guard in the 15th century generally earned around 1 to 2 ducats a month, out of which they often had to pay for their own food and basic gear. A standard laborer or typesetter earned around 2 to 3 ducats a month. The math. I like math. Let's talk math. A luxury 78-card deck, roughly 2 to 3 months of hard labor for an ordinary working man or soldier. To put that in perspective, if a modern entry-level worker makes $3,000 a month, buying this deck would be the equivalent of dropping $6,000 to $9,000 on a single set of playing cards. The comparison to a house. The phrase price of a small house is completely accurate depending on whether you were renting it or buying it in the countryside versus the city center. Annual rent. Renting a very comfortable house in a respectable city neighborhood costs about 20 to 30 ducats a year. Therefore, the cost of one tarot deck could pay for 2 to 3 months of rent on a high-end home. Buying property. While an urban palace for a wealthy noble could cost well over 1,000 ducats, a tiny modest cottage or small plot of agricultural land in a rural Italian village could absolutely be secured for the price of a few gold coins. The gold value itself was the only part of the equation. You were paying for the artist's time. Oh, you have not heard about my event? Because I have not heard back text-wise in regards to business questions I asked in regards to the event that I mentioned last week. For some reason, communication just exited out the window. You start asking business questions and you start talking about paying for artist time. Oh, I did get some business cards made, just in case. I'm popping another cherry. Unleash the magic. Yes, indeed. I love utilizing Canva for a lot of my work. It comes in this cute little box. Comes with a certificate of appreciation. In this, matter of fact, there you go. Isn't that delicious? That is so delicious. Make sure to tag them on this. Okay. You should be getting it. I love me some Too Short. Getting it while the getting is good. Getting it while you know you should be. Getting it. Getting it while the getting is good. Hey. There we go. How'd I do? Awesomeness. Okay. Came in this cute little box. All right. Okay. Master painter like Bonifacio Bimbo had to sit down and create 78 individual miniature paintings on layered pasteboard. Every single card required the artist to manually apply real ultra-thin sheets of gold leaf, stamp it with customized metal tools to give it texture, and paint fine details with rare pigments. When the Duke of Milan sat down to play Tarachi with his he wasn't just playing a game, he was flashing a deck of cards that represented the physical concentrated wealth of an ordinary citizen's entire seasonal income. I like to talk money. Let's talk money, shall we? 20 to 30 ducats a year and 1,000 ducats. All right. Translating historical currency into modern American dollars is tricky because the absolute value of gold changes, and buying power of a dollar today is very different from the buying power of a coin in 1450. However, we can look at this through two different lenses: the pure gold weight value and the purchasing power value, what the money actually felt like based on the modern economy. Pure gold weight value. A 15th century Italian gold ducat contained about 3.5 grams of pure gold based on the recent gold prices, fluctuating around $70 to $75 per gram. One single ducat contains roughly $250 worth of raw gold. Using just the raw gold value, 20 to 30 ducats equals 5,000 to 7,500, 1,000 ducats equal 250,000. Real purchasing power, the modern equivalent. Because the overall cost of living, labor, and property was vastly lower in the 1400s than it is in modern America, the raw gold value doesn't tell the whole story. If we scale those amounts to match what it would take to buy the equivalent things today in today's U.S. economy, the numbers look much larger. The cost of rent, 20 to 30 ducats a year. In 1450s, 20 to 30 ducats a year could lease a very comfortable multi-room home for a middle-class merchant family in a solid city neighborhood. To rent a comfortable multi-room home or townhome in a decent American city today, you are looking roughly at $2,000 to $3,000 a month, which is pure ridiculousness. Which comes out to $24,000 to $36,000 a year. Are y'all paying those kind of prices? When I sold my home about 5, almost 6 years ago, I didn't pay no more than like $600 a month. When I got down to Georgia and they started telling me rent was like rent, not even for a house. We talking rent was like $1,000 to $2,000 for like a 1 to 2 bed. I couldn't believe it. For a 1 to 2 bed, not even to own a house, not even to. In terms of lifestyle and standard of living, 20 to 30 ducats felt like spending roughly $30,000 today. The cost of urban palace, 1,000 ducats. A massive urban estate or stone palace in the center of a major Renaissance city like Milan or Florence was the ultimate luxury. It required extensive masonry, massive amounts of land, in a secured city center, and intricate interior architecture. Buying a massive historical luxury estate or premier piece of real estate in a major modern city center would easily cost $2,500,000 to $5 million plus today. To the Duke of Milan, spending 1,000 ducats on a palace felt like a multi-million-dollar real estate transaction. The takeaway. When looking at the history of these cards, if a single luxury deck cost about 5 ducats in pure gold weight, it's about 1,250. In terms of actual economic impact and lifestyle value, dropping 5 ducats on a hand-painted deck of cards felt like walking into a store today and spending 5,000 to 6,000 cash on a custom handcrafted luxury item. All right. All right, so to do this kind of historical math, you use 2 different formulas depending on whether you are calculating the intrinsic value, the physical metal, or the economic value, the purchasing power. Here we go. I forgot apparently what library I'm in today. And we're going to take a 60-second this water is so good. We're going to take a 60-second breather. I'm going to go get some tissue. Kleenex. Some Kleenex for my nose. One moment. All right. Whew, thank you for your patience. All right. The gold weight math, intrinsic value. This formula is straightforward arithmetic. You take the total number of coins, multiply by how much gold is in one coin, and then multiply by the current price of gold per gram. Total value US dollars equals number of ducats times grams of gold per coin, current gold price per gram. The constants. Grams per ducat, 3.5 grams. Gold price approximate, let's use 71.50 per gram. The calculations for 20 ducats. 2 times 3.5 times 71.50 equals 5,005. For 1,000 ducats, 1,000 times 3.5 times 71.5 equals 250,250. The purchasing power math, economic value. This requires finding a modern baseline anchor like the cost of housing or a standard salary to create a scaling multiplier. Modern value equals historical amount times historical cost of baseline, modern cost of baseline. Finding the multiplier. Let's anchor it to the annual rent of a comfortable home. Historical cost 25 ducats per year, modern cost 30,000 per year, assuming an average of 2,500 a month. The housing market must be insane. Vast increase. Divide the modern cost by the historical cost to get your multiplier. 25 ducats, 30,000 equals 12,000 per ducat. The calculations. Now you just multiply any amount of ducats by 1,200 to see what it felt like spending it. Annual rent, 25 ducats. 25 times 1,200 equals 30,000. A luxury tarot deck, 5 ducats. 5 times 1,200 equals 6,000. An urban palace, 1,000 ducats. 1,000 times 1,200 equals 1,200,000. Note, for ultra-luxury real estate, you'd scale it even higher based on modern premium city land values, which is why it easily can stretch towards 3 to 5 million in impact. And that is your tarot history lesson for today. In case you did not understand the significance of your deck or the value of the tarot deck. Even in the Bible, the tarot cards were used by those in high places. All right, so what I did this morning, let's start with yesterday evening. We'll start with yesterday evening. What I did starting yesterday evening. Here we go. So as soon as I got off the live with you all, I consecrated the deck. I said, in order to learn this new deck, I was going to have to rearrange it. And I did. I did rearrange it. When the card deck came to me, it had the temple cards and the pip cards mixed, first of all. Didn't have them separated. And then it also did not have, it had the cups first, for emotional intelligence. It had pentacles second, It had wands next, and then it had swords. Remember, this is a 100-page book. And as cute as it is, with me having been an actual, I'm past 100 pages. So 100 pages does not tell me about Kabbalah. 100 pages does not tell me how to map it to the Kabbalah. 100 pages does not explain the Word of God in Hebrew. 100 pages does not tell me governing angels. I'm going to put 100 pages down. So I went ahead and I started with the aces, which is how I originally learned. I'll have to give you the history of who created this pouch and what it means tomorrow, because I'm nosy. I went and I looked it up. And yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Hold on. One moment. Those are my kings. Those are my queens. Those are my knights. Those are my pages. Overstood. Okay, so I put Malkuth first. Let's change that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, darling. Okay. All right. So in voodoo, fire, petrol, wands. Congo, cups. Rada, swords. Pentacles. Disc. Santaria. Because you're bringing it as a magician from Kether to Malkuth. All right. So, Kether are your ace cards. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Kether. In voodoo, that would be Dambala and Aida Wedo and Orisha Adalamo. Now, let's get into Chokma wisdom. The Loa would be Nana Buklu and Orisha would be Olofi in voodoo. We have two sets at Chokma. We have the 4 twos and the 4 kings. So 8 cards sit in battle at Chokma. The kings in voodoo would be Hugon and Santeria, and we use the drum for starting off and movement. So the King of Swords, the King of Cups, the King of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles all fall under Chokma. Court cards are kings, queens, knights, page, or in voodoo, they are kings, queens, princesses, prince and princess. Let's get to the 3s. You also have 8 as well when you move to Bina, understanding. All right, so governing would be the Gweeds. I love the Gweeds. And that would be the Loa, and then the Orisha would be Oya. So, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Three of Swords, which is also in the Bible, the 3 of Swords. I believe that's in Kings, but I will double check. We came across that when we were reading the chapters. 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands, and the 3 of Pentacles. All right, the next one, and we talked about the pillars of Boaz and Jachin yesterday. We just did at Zulu, by the way, out of the 4 worlds on the Tree of Life. The next ones we're going to do are the 4 fours for Chesed, mercy. The 4 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles for Chesed. 5th one, and that would be Boaz on the temple for Solomon. That is the Empress card. So, let's see. For Boaz and Jachin, which we discussed in depth yesterday. In voodoo, Agwe is the Loa and Orisha is Obatala. Shebura, Shebura. Severity, judgment. 5 of Swords. And governing the Loa is Ogun and the Orisha is Ogun, which is one of my favorite deities to work with. So the 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles. Tippereth. The Loa is Papa Legba. Tippereth means beauty. And the Orisha, Ilegwa. 6 of Wands, 6 of Cups. Oh, I'm sorry. 6 of Swords, because Petro is always first. 6 of Cups, 6 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles. Nutsack. All right, we're talking about emotions. You got me feeling emotions deeper than I've ever dreamed of. You got me feeling emotions, baby, higher than the heavens above. Emotions. Emotions. Emotions will make you do right. Emotions will make you do wrong. Dun, 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 dun. Ow! Love will make you do right. All right. 7 of Swords. 7 of Cups. 7 of Wands. 7 of Pentacles. Loa is Ezruli, Erzulie, and the Orisha, of course, is Oshun. Emotions. Men are afraid of emotions. Some men, some aren't. Emotion. Mind is hold is number 8. Loa is Simbi and Orisha is Shango. 8 of Swords. 8 of Cups. 8 of Wands. 8 of Pentacles. Aphelius Levy likes to talk about the astral light in his book, The Ritual and Doctrine of High Magic. So we are now in the astral plane, okay? was number 9. Ye sowed. This is what the book is going to be about. The one that I'm writing. Ye sowed. This is how to maneuver. This is where you pick what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. This is the wealth vehicle that we should have understood and been asking questions when we were little ones. And so we could understand for when we grew up how that worked. Oh yeah, baby, ye sowed. Ye sowed. Okay, so Loa Masa, M-A-S-A, and Orisha Yimiya. Yimiya was the first Orisha I started working with and called to come in to the house. Yes, indeed. Woo, baby. All right, so the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles. Ye sowed. Oh, I know what I forgot. Let me go back to 6 with Papa Legba and Elite Elegua. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm coming to get you right now. Right now. With 6, there are 8 cards. All right, so in Bina Queen, Mambo and Centira, Serpent, and then with the 4 6s, La Place and Oriente, Crossroads, and Machetes. The Knights are working. Okay. The Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and then we have the 6s. It took me a minute to warm up to Elegua and Papa Legba. You know how that happened. I was talking to the lady I had sought out who taught African traditional religions as a profession. And I said, because she said I had to document everything. I called her up and said, hey girl, Queen. I said, and games are entertaining me. I had a little paddle around there. I don't even know what it's called. It was one of those things that had a little ball attached to it, and you just hit the ball off the little I said, it's driving me absolute because I'm not the type to you can't tell it now. I'm not the type to I didn't have no time to be playing no games. I used to play things as a child like Uno, Tonk, spades, when I was growing up and stuff like that. But as an adult, doing the bed and breakfast, working 60 hours a week, and bartending for major events, there was no time for games. But all of a sudden, I was like, okay, let's get the game altar going. So I went ahead, my neighbors were having a sale. They were selling all their games. I called her up. She said, because Elegua is either the young child, the trickster child, or the old wise man. There's so many stories of Elegua that are awesome. And I went ahead eventually, and this was after I welcomed Yemiya, Ogun, and Oshun in. And then I said, okay. She said, so I had started eating the licorice. She said that must be a food that he likes. So I went ahead, I got him an altar together, a game altar. And I bought the games from the neighbors. And I put it all around his altar for the child in him. Um, oh, that was so interesting. But yeah, that is one of, that's when I was like, okay. And I started honoring him when the cravings came and when the game started wanting to be played and that type of energy started coming around. I said, oh, alrighty then. We are down to our last card in the pips and with the temple. And there's going to be 8 cards here as well in Malkuth. Hunsis and Yaago Calabash. The Loa is Azaka and Orisha Achosi, Ochosi. Page, or princess. Page of Swords. Malkuth means earth. It has worked its way from the divine down to earth. In the 4 worlds, this would be Asiya. The 4 and the 5s were Bria. The 8s and the 7s were Yatsira. All right. And that is the introduction to the pimp and the temple cards. Now, I buy a deck. I don't buy a deck just to divine. I want to know details of the deck. So this morning, I haven't printed it out yet, but I'm thinking this is probably going to be my next book since it wasn't in this 100-page book. But hallelujah, I'm thankful for the 100-page book and the knowledge that it does hold and for serving its paid purpose to deliver me this beautiful deck. I don't think I paid over $13 for this deck with the little mini book that came with it. But that's all right. So I started looking up. I do like that with this deck, there's some things I'm going to have to look up in the pips and the temple cards that they gave me for some things that I'm unfamiliar with, like deacon. Okay, so on the first card, the Fool, I like that it has the full air in Uranus. It's got the planet. And then it has the unlimited possibilities on here. And then it says what it is upright. And it also says what it is reversed. Now, it also has the symbols and the sigils. And then At the very bottom, it says yes. So I like that. So I researched all the major arcana or trump cards this AM in regards to artwork and meaning. So I still need to do the pips and the temple. So that's where we are currently right now. I believe this deck has been consecrated. All right. Now, oh. This Sunday, I'm so sorry. This Sunday, the galactic signature for Sunday is 10229 magnetic bat moon. Red galactic moon, galactic tone, 8 core affirmation. I harmonize in order to purify, modeling flow. I seal the process of universal water with the galactic tone of integrity. I'm guided by the power of space. I am aware that I receive and transmit cosmic communication. Core seal, red moon, solar seal, universal power, action, purify, essence, flow. Correspondence, planet Mercury, direction east, the rising sun, new beginnings, archetype, the healer. Themes, the red moon represents purification of the spirit, emotions, and consciousness. It teaches that true communication begins with inner clarity. As Mercury governs expression and intelligence, this seal invites both receiving and transmitting higher wisdom. This energy initiates and generates new life, awakens creative impulses, encourages emotional purification, supports spiritual communication, calls for greater flow rather than resistance. Although strong emotions may arise, they become catalysts for healing rather than obstacles. Practice. Focus on purifying your body, your mind, your emotions, your perception. Anchor the vibration of your wholeness into your everyday physical life. Allow your natural flow to guide your actions rather than force. Tone 8, galactic tone of integrity. Tone of integrity, harmonization, modeling. Tone 8, ask, am I living what I know? Integrity grows from self-knowledge, authenticity, reverence for life. It is not perfection. Integrity means doing your best, accepting your humanity, harmonizing your strength and imperfections. When you fully commit to living your truth, you naturally become a model for others. Planetary perspectives. Woo-hoo! planetary perspective. All right. We are living during one of the most greatest intensification in Earth's history, perhaps even within the history of our entire solar system. This can remind us that the personal purification contributes to collective evolution. Oracle guide power, because you do have an oracle assigned to you. Ken 78, Red Galactic Skywalker creates balance between heaven and earth in your daily life. Correspondences, spell 13, Red Skywalker, seal 13, Red Skywalker. Power, space, planet, Mars, direction, east, archetype, the prophet, peacemaker, guidance. Your highest path comes through exploration, expand beyond familiar limits, walk consciously between the spiritual and physical worlds, bringing higher awareness into ordinary life. Challenge, Ken 99, Blue Galactic Storm, transformation through self-generation. This is the opposing energy that stretches your growth. Correspondences. Cell 19, Blue Storm, power, self-generation, action, catalyst, planet Pluto, direction, wealth, archetype, world transformer. Qualities, regeneration, purification, transformation, catalyst, change, releasing energy. This energy may bring changing moods, unexpected shifts, rapid transformation, healing, crisis that precede breakthrough. This invitation is to remain receptive rather than resistant. Awaken the thunder within. Transformation prepares the way for fulfillment. Analog support. Ken 190, White Galactic Dog, best energetic friend. Affirmation, I harmonize in order to love, modeling loyalty. I seal the process of heart with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of timelessness. This ally opens doors for new beginnings, supportive friendships, unexpected allies, heart-centered insights. Correspondences. Seal 10, White Dog, power, heart, action, love, planet Mercury, direction north, archetype, the compassionate one. Qualities, unconditional love, loyalty, fidelity, integrity, protection, courage, leadership, teamwork. White Dog reminds you to transcend limiting emotional patterns, strengthen spiritual relationships, remain loyal to your deepest truth, attune with the one heart. Hidden wisdom occult, because you didn't know you had one of those assigned to you as well. Ken 32, Yellow Rhythmic Human, unexpected gift. Receptive without anxiety, you receive the gifts of abundance and free will. Affirmation. I organize in order to influence, balancing wisdom. I seal the process of free will with the rhythmic tone of equality. I am guided by my own power double. Correspondences, seal 12, Yellow Human, power, free will, action, influence, essence, wisdom, planet Earth, direction south, architect, the sage. Themes, Yellow Human teaches wisdom through experience, conscious choice, higher mind, free will, global consciousness. Challenges may include insecurity, fear, perceived human limitations. Its gift is learning to guide your choices through love rather than fear. Practice, choose higher wisdom over reaction, trust your inner guidance, honor your humanity, allow love to direct your free will, share your wisdom generously with others. Summary of Ken 229. Core purpose, purified through flow, tone, living with integrity and becoming a living example. Guide, walk through heaven and earth, courage and awareness. Challenge, embrace transformation and allow change to regenerate your life. Support, lead with unconditional love, loyalty, and an open heart. Hidden gift, exercise free will wisely and become an influence rooted in higher consciousness. At its essence, Ken 229 is an invitation to become a clear channel for purification, healing, and authentic expression. By flowing with life's transformations, living with integrity, and choosing love and wisdom, you naturally embody the role of the healer, bringing balance, compassion, and higher awareness to both yourself and those around you. Wave spell, because everyone is assigned 13 wave spells. You write 13 down here. Core essence, communication, breath, spirit, and divine guidance. Tone and question. Magnetic tone, Ken Galactic Signature, Ken 22, core affirmation and action. My communication begins to fulfill my task. As a messenger of divine guidance, I attract breath and spirit. The question is, what is my purpose? White magnetic wind. Okay. Lunar tone, Ken 223. What is my challenge? Blue lunar night. I learned to pay attention to dreams in order to stabilize my intuitions. Electric tone, Kin 224. How do I live what I believe? Red galactic moon. Hold on. I done skipped. All right. Electric tone, Kin 224. What is my best way to serve? Yellow electric sea. The earth will be my liberation if I sow my service with harmony and attention. Self-existing tone, Kin 225. What form should I give to action? Ralph said self-existing, red self-existing serpent. I listen to what my body says and so only what my heart desires. Overtone, tone. Kin 226, how do I take charge in my life? White overtone world bridger. I am willing to loosen the bounds of prejudice and command my achievement. Bonds of prejudice and command my achievement. Rhythmic tone, Kin 227. What do I need to balance and organize myself? Blue rhythmic hand. I examine what is in my life that needs to be completed and I balance my healing. Resonant tone, Kin 228. How can I harmonize my service towards others? Yellow resonant star. I let go of situations that limit my serenity. I am love. I am luminous. I am harmony. Galactic tone, Kin 229. This is the one I skipped to earlier, too soon. How do I live what I believe? Red galactic moon. I am aware that I receive and transmit cosmic communication. Solar tone, Kin 230. How do I achieve my purpose? White solar dog. I am loyal because when symbolically les morts, I surrender my limiting beliefs and I can fulfill myself. Planetary tone, Kin 231. How can I perfect what I do? Blue planetary monkeys. I remember that there is perfection in everything and that everything that happens to me is perfect. Spectral tone, Kin 232. How can I free myself and let go? Yellow spectral human. I slow down, I don't get anxious, and I reach with wisdom, liberation. Crystal tone, Kin 233. How can I dedicate my being to everything that exists? Red crystal skywalker. Old landscapes are changing. I welcome new openings and opportunities. Cosmic tone, Kin 234. Did I put that one? I did. All right. How can I expand my being? White cosmic wizard. Yes, wizardry all day long over here. I take my own power. No one outside of me can give me true power. We'll be talking about that with the 40-day prosperity plan. By John Randolph Price. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Spirit. I made sure to detail scriptures and books and everything else on my Substack from yesterday. All right, I wrote y'all a little poem. Am I living what I know? Kin 229. Red galactic moon. The morning rises in the east, where Mercury whispers through the waters of my soul. A quiet question arises before the sun. Am I living what I know? Not what I have read, not what I have spoken, not what I have admired from afar. What have I become? I enter the river not to escape, but to be washed clean. Universal water remembers what I have forgotten. It teaches me that flow is stronger than force, that purification is the courage to release what no longer belongs to the heart. Integrity is not perfection. It is the sacred meeting place where spirit embraces my beautifully unfinished humanity. It is choosing again and again and to let my actions become the visible form of my deepest truth. The Skywalker walks before me, bridging heaven and earth with every ordinary step. It reminds me that every doorway is already open to the one willing to explore. Behind me, the white dog places its faithful heart against my back. Love has always been my greatest protection. Loyalty to my own soul becomes the path no storm can erase. Then comes the storm. Blue lightning splits open everything I thought I was. What feels like loss becomes regeneration. What feels like ending becomes beginning. The thunder does not come to destroy me. It comes to awaken the sleeping fire within. Hidden beneath it all, the human waits quietly, not demanding, not fearing, simply remembering that every moment is another opportunity to choose. Free will is the sacred gift to become who I already knew I am. And somewhere beyond thought, space itself guides me. Invisible yet mistakable, the cosmos speaks through silence, through rivers, through faithful hearts, through lightning, through every breath that carries the memory of home. I receive, I transmit, I purify, I flow, I become the living answer to the question that greeted the dawn. Am I living what I know? Today, I choose to live what love has always known. The song of the white wind. The breath of the vine begins to blow, a sacred wind to guide the path we sow. A messenger of spirit, quiet grace to speak the truth across the bounds of space. I stand at the portal of the wind's embrace, attracting the breath of a sacred space. My purpose is clear, a messenger's art to speak the divine to the listening heart. But the night brings the challenge, the lunar test to find in the dreaming a place of rest. I watch the deep visions, the shadows that rise to anchor the truth of my intuitive eyes. To serve, I must sow a bright golden seed with focused attention to what the lands need. For earth is my freedom, my garden, my stage, as the serpent within writes a self-ruled page. I listen to what my own body must say and walk where my heart's desire leads the way. I bridge all the worlds, let the prejudice break, taking charge of the destiny I am to make. With rhythmic soft hands, the healing is done, completing the cycles under the sun. I shine like a star in a resonant sky, letting go of limits that keep me too high. Luminous, loving a harmonic beam, living the truth of a cosmic born dream. For the moon of my being transmits what is true, flowing with messages ancient and new. Loyal and fierce as the solar wind blows, I let the old self go that I once chose. In the play of the monkey, the planetary art, I see the perfection lives in every part. Then spectral and soft, I learn to slow down, releasing the worry, releasing the crown. And wise Skywalker opens a crystal clear gate where old landmarks fade as we rewrite our fate. At the cosmic horizon, the wizard stands free, claiming the power that is meant to be. For no one outside of my spirit can hold the spark of the magic I'm meant to unfold. The fifth force, I offer myself to the love we share to pour out abundance on the wind through the air. If you want to know where I got Kin 229 from, that is the galactic signature for this upcoming Sunday. I typed it into lawoftime.org for the birth code. And then I also went over to my downloaded 1320 app, and I went ahead and I looked up the kin, the 4 associated kin, the oracle, the 13 wave spell, the castle, the halones, the humanitarian, planetary, and interplanetary halones. And I also went ahead and I looked up the fifth force. Now, if you don't feel like deciphering any of that yourself, I do offer services. My services are available at the most effective price where I can write it up for you on my Skip site. I do sell them on Etsy, but they're for sale right now on my Skip site since on the second day. I won a grant on Skip. So it is only available at that price that I have it listed on my Skip platform. All right, and you can join the Skip platform. Hold on. Ah! Wait. Oh, there you go. All right. Okay. We're going to unleash our final spell of magic for today with you all. Because I'm going to be still creating some magic around here, but together. Three-Dimensional Incantation. Notes on this spell. Spell 38, y'all. We got 2 more days, boo. I've noticed over the years of occult study and spiritual practice that incantations are received differently by the subconscious mind depending on the person it's stated in. Most people only state their affirmation incantations in the first person. This spell gives you access to all 3 persons. Oh, good. We get to talk to our different personalities today. This is so awesome. Ooh, yeah. Step 1, choose wealth. Step 2, select the favorite simple wealth incantations such as, I'm grateful to be so blessed and rich. State the incantation 22 times in the first person. I am so grateful to be blessed and rich. She said 22 times. Okay. I'm so grateful to be blessed and rich. 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 Let's see how many times that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. I'm so blessed to be, I am so grateful to be blessed and rich. I am so grateful to be blessed and rich. I am so grateful to be blessed and rich. I am so grateful to be blessed and rich. I am so grateful to be blessed and rich. I am so grateful to be blessed and rich. Blessed and rich. I am so grateful to be blessed and rich. I am so grateful to be blessed and rich. I am so grateful to be blessed and rich. I am so grateful to be blessed and rich. Step 4. State the incantation 22 times in the second person with your name at the end. You are grateful to be so blessed and rich. This should be a song. Okay. Well, let's do a different color. Let's do pink. You are grateful to be so blessed and rich to Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. Let me see how many times that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. You are so rich to be blessed and rich to Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. You are so grateful to be blessed and rich, Denelsia. See here. What you got? Step 5. State the incantation 22 times in third person with your name at the beginning. Whew. Denelsia is grateful to be so blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Let's see how many times we got. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, truthfully, I could sing this all day. I don't really need to count. But the spell said 22 times. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Denelsia is so grateful to be blessed and rich. Baby, that's going to be in my head all day long. Step 5. State the incantation 22 times in third person. Oh, nope, we just did that. So we're going to be doing all day. Step 6. Give acute attention to the energy flow and pattern of each set. Oh, well, honey, I didn't have a whole song now. Give acute attention to the energy flow and patterns of each set of 22 incantations. Attention. Energy flow. You may find one is weaker than the others or more or less believable. Well, heck, I like them all, but I really like that third person one. Short, sweet, and straight to the point. Step 7, record your findings in your wealth grimoire. Isn't that amazing? I've written it on my grimoire notes page. Okay. Okie dokie. That concludes, my loves, day 38. This has been most delicious, actually. I will not have those temple and pip cards done for you tomorrow. And yeah, that's a whole entire book. Whole entire book. So that's gonna have to be a whole separate live on its own. But I am so thankful that I have the knowledge and the language and the experience to be able to make that happen. Okay. I pray you prosper in everything. All right, my loves. Have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Mwah.